Garrett was there, Jack was there. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That really meant a lot. It was a great crowd. We had about 100 people in there. It was just awesome. And really appreciate it. It was a good community feel. You know, very similar to the chamber event the other night. Half the chamber was there today too. I really appreciate that. So thank you. All right. So I know several of my crew has 1 o'clock functions as well. So I'm gonna let them just stand up, tell you about themselves. So they'll tell you who they are. So I don't have to introduce. But Ryan, why don't we start with you? Why don't you introduce yourself? Introduce your guests first, there, Ryan, and tell them who you are. Yeah.
Ryan, you know, been in Milledgeville since 2008, student athlete, assistant for the last 8 years. My parents are down here today to be here with me, and Michelle and Diane go on and come out here as well. Yeah, pretty much kind of a program.
Yeah, Ryan, what's your parents' name there?
Oh, Mike and Carol.
Mike and Carol.
Mike
Yeah.
and Carol, you know.
And where's Michelle work at?
North Georgia.
Works in North Georgia.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Michelle's one of ours. She was our graduate assistant a couple of years ago, and she's going on to had an excellent career, and maybe she'll transition back down here to Milledgeville eventually. So we're excited if that's a possibility. So I was wondering how Ryan was going to introduce her. He kind of left it wide open. So we're hoping she gets down here too. How about that? I'm more excited about Michelle possibly come back to Iron Ryan today.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
But let me talk about Ryan real quick. For those of you who weren't there for the press conference, Ryan's been with us since 2000. When did you come here?
Student athlete 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
With Blessed Trinity, and played for us for 4 years. Did a great job. Then he went off and played over in Germany for a year. He came back and did grad school, and then I think your second year of grad school, that's when Terry left.
Correct.
And so I said, Ryan, I need you to finish that master's first. And he did that, and then stayed on as the assistant coach, and it's just done a great job. And this process we went through, you know, we took him and all of our candidates through a very rigorous process, a very intense process, and Ryan really surfaced to the top. Ryan knows Georgia College. In fact, I had several people tell me, I didn't tell you this today, I had an AD friend of mine call me the day that Mark announced he was leaving. Literally, it was 8 o'clock in the morning, the next morning, on the way in, he goes, hey, he goes, he has no idea I'm calling you. I don't know him personally, but I've watched this guy for 8 years. Wonder if you don't hire Ryan, we know you're an idiot. And that's literally what he told me. He's a good friend of mine. And he goes, that guy is Georgia College basketball. And I've so many people telling me that through this process. And he really is. Ryan knows how to recruit to Georgia College. And that's such a key at our institution. So Ryan, we're so happy. We had a great crowd over today, and I'm just really thrilled. Ryan is just an impeccable character. Will do anything you ask him. Hard worker, he was a tremendous assistant coach. He always stayed in his lane. He never go outshine the head coach. And that's what you really want out of an assistant. He did all the work, all the grunt work, did it. We just glad to have you, man. So anyway, tell us about your program and all that. What we got?
Yeah, hard to follow that.
Hey, I just spoke about you. That's all I did.
I know. Good to hear a lot for me, but like you said, recruiting high academic, high character kids. You know, for the most part, they come in pretty polished because the type of kids we're already recruiting. Some of them need a little help along the way too, and that's what I'm here for. But I'm excited to just kind of keep recruiting the same type of kids we've been recruiting. I've kind of been in charge of recruiting the last 6 or 7 years. So the type of kid we're recruiting isn't going to change. And just try to keep building off the success we've been having on and off the court. We've had a few kids. Our GPA has been reaching record highs. We've had, I think, 4 or 5 out of the last 6 years. We've had above 3.0 team GPAs, highest in the Peach Belt every year, pretty much. So we're trying to build off that success and a couple sportsmanship awards. Hopefully, the next step is going to be on the court. It's going to win the championship. So that's kind of what my goal is moving forward, while still keeping the other things intact too, doing it the right way. And I'm excited about this opportunity. Hopefully, almost as excited as Wendell is.
By the way, Ryan's a double graduate from Georgia College. Yes, both his degrees here, so we're happy about that. And anyway, so thank you, Ryan. We're glad your parents are with us today, and Michelle, we appreciate it, and so glad y'all were able to come down. Let's go to Gretchen over here. Gretchen, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Gretchen Krumdick. I am the volleyball coach here. I've been here for 10 years, which I came in, I got to start the program. So we're starting year 10 in the fall, and we're gonna have a fun group this year. Little different, we have 6 freshmen and only 5 returners and a couple of transfers. So a lot of molding this year gonna happen, but they're a great group. GPA wise, we're always, just like men's basketball, we're always up there. Our academic or our athletic department as a whole is usually one of the top. So we all just kind of stay up there. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun season.
Gretchen, where are you from originally?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati. I had her speak when we were starting volleyball. Y'all remember this? We went over and it was at Kiwanis one day, and Marshall Lee was at that game. At that name, I passed these tickets out. Marshall, y'all know Marshall. Marshall's been to every game since then. So, you know, Marshall had hip surgery the other day, by the way. He's doing better. He walking and everything, but Marshall's been to every game. Like during COVID, he couldn't come. And I said, why'd you start coming? He goes, because you came to Claus and spoke that day. And he's been to every game. So if y'all haven't watched volleyball, it is the most athletic and entertaining sport on our campus, period. And softball would be a close second. It's the fastest sport you've ever seen. Somebody's hitting a ball at you. The timing, I'm telling you, when you come to one, you will come back, I assure you. It is so entertaining. So, in fact, Michelle got here through Gretchen. So Gretchen coached her at Davidson. And so that's how we got Michelle down here to begin with. So, small world, all these connections and everything. But, Coach, when is your first game, by the way? Do we know yet?
Yes, August 26th.
All right.
We're hosting, it'll be at 6 o'clock. We got a tournament that weekend, so.
If you come that weekend, you will come back, I assure you. I'm telling you, it is the fastest sport around, and so mostly played in the bigger cities. Well, you know, middle Georgia, we don't have a ton of it, but most of our roster comes from Atlanta or Savannah or Augusta, kind of where the clubs are at, if you will. So, all right, thank you, Coach. All right, Gretchen, our volleyball coach, 10 years, yeah. By the way, let me say, today is the anniversary, the 50th anniversary of Title IX. So literally today, 50 years ago, it was signed into law. So if it weren't for Title IX, we maybe wouldn't have, she maybe wouldn't have played sports in high school. You know, that's the benefit of that. It's been a phenomenal, it's changed changed society in such a good way. So today's the 50th anniversary about that. Our auction this year, we'll have a Title IX accent to it, and you'll hear about that. We'll move our auction actually to the fall this year. So in September what, Coach?
September 24th.
24th, yeah. So we get some information to you about, appreciate it all. Most of y'all will be there. We appreciate it. All right, let's see who we got here. Jimmy. All right.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having us. I'm Jimmy Wilson, golf coach. I've been at Georgia College probably since they opened the doors.
Long time.
Now, I've been coaching golf probably going on 30 years, either part-time or full-time. Our last year, our season was not that great, so we're reloading again this year. Got 60 players coming in, 2 of which are transfers from Georgia Milledgeville College. Some of you may know those young men, Austin William and Browning Benton. You know, again, our athletic department was great. The graduation rates, we lead the USG and academic success rate and graduation rates, and golf falls in line with every other sport. What am I missing?
How long were you at Fisher Creek, Jimmy?
20 years.
20 years. All right.
That's when I was a part-time coach.
Yeah, so Jimmy's been the golf coach here for, again, probably close to 30 years now. And so we're so fortunate to have him, and we took him out of golf for a little bit, and dropped a little bit, so we got him in there to get us back up again. And that's where we're headed. But most of y'all know Jimmy, and he's probably hired most of your kids or grandkids out of Fishing Creek over the years, you know, and then half their student body, but was out there for 20 years. So anyway, so Jimmy's we practice out here a lot, so you'll see our kids out here all the most of a good time. We certainly appreciate the club letting us utilize the facility. Great facility. So yeah, so thank you, Jimmy. All right, let's see, Coach Charlie right here. All right.
Stand over here.
Yeah,
so I'll turn my back.
please, please.
I'm Ross Jolly. I'm the women's basketball coach. I just finished year 3, so going into year 4. The big thing is, first thing I want to say is, as the women's basketball coach, you work with the men's basketball coach on a daily basis. And so to have Ryan as the new men's coach is not only awesome for me because he's one of my best friends, but also he's a great coach. So I'm super happy just kind of to be the dead horse right here for Ryan and you know, his family as well. So so that's kind of point number 1 there. But for our team, we've kind of been in a little bit of a build these couple of years. So we had 9 freshmen and 3 juniors on our roster last year. So I think this upcoming year, I think is really the first time I think we'll have a really good chance to kind of compete in our conference and kind of see some fruits of some of the labors over the past couple of years in the recruiting cycle. So obviously that's key and big. But yeah, to touch on the points of the other coaches mentioned, just academics and just the level of student athlete that we have at Georgia College is just, you know, they're very easy to work with. It's very easy to find, you know, when you find that Georgia College potential student athlete and getting them here. You know, we have a pretty good system down at this point to kind of navigate and you know, assess those recruits. So I'm looking forward to year number 4. I think should be a pretty fun year and fun group. So hopefully, you know, come check out the men. They've had a great success in this past couple of years. But we played before them, so come to our game first.
Ross, where you from originally?
Yeah, I'm from Sparta, Tennessee, small town.
Sparta, Tennessee. Jimmy, where are you from originally? Eastman. Oh, yes, yes. So Ross has done a great job of being very patient. You know, I think your first year, I think you won your first game or something like that, and then I think you lost 10 or 12 in a row or something like that, right? Just to close out.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, but he stays so patient with that. And Ross is a guy. Ross kind of plays engineer is what he is. Hey, on that practice plan, I told Aquino, I said, listen, you gotta talk to Ross, man. I said, because if that practice plan says at 8:07, we're gonna do this drill, then Ross will do a drill at 8:07. Now, you know, you're all me, I go down to practice a lot, and I say, man, let me talk to your team real quick. Well, if it didn't say on the plan, when we can talk to your team at 8:07, I don't know if Ross let me in there or not. But Ross is he stayed very patient. He had a plan, and he purposely saves for scholarship. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. And he's really done a great job recruiting some good players. And again, and everybody, it's just they're going to be really good this year. Everybody, when I tell you about the academics at our school, like we don't have. If they have study hall, they're crazy. They're coaches because you don't need it at our place. You just don't. I mean, we have the best students, and you know, our GPA is always higher. We were terrible this year academically. We had a 3.19. We haven't been below 3.2 in years, so it was a real disappointment for us from that perspective. But it come out of COVID, we'll take it. But our kids are going on to law school, to med school, to education and nursing. I mean, we got a big spoke, and ball is one piece of that. But they're here to get a degree, move on with their life, and so that's just kind of what we do. And you know, the other thing that Ross said about, you know, talking about Ryan, you know, we ought to live together. That's very, very important for us. When we interview people for jobs, we want to make sure that we all work together. And yeah, it is. You spend more time. You know, Aaron just hired Haley over here. They're gonna work together more than they're gonna be at the house together. You know, so I hope y'all get along pretty good. You know, and you find out real quick. So that's very, very important. So let's the personalities of our coaches. We have to live together. And we do a lot together, and everybody pulls together. It's a lot of fun. So, Jamie, let's go with you, and then we'll go to Coach Belcher. All right.
Hello, Jamie Burdecki. I am about to start my 13th season here at Georgia College. There's only one or two. But I feel like a little background, I'm from Alabama originally, and my husband's from Illinois, and my husband is Andrew. And I have a daughter who is 8. And so I thought I was pretty involved in the community over a couple of years of being here. But since Andrew got a job down here at GMC, and now he's the athletic director, then he had a kid, and then they're playing sports. I'm like, what have I been doing? What was I doing before all this stuff, right? I feel like I've gotten to know a lot more people, even in this room and in our community through all that. But if I haven't met you, it's good to meet you. And I guess to talk, I'm the head softball coach, assistant athletic director at Georgia College. And just to talk a little bit about our softball team. Again, we've kind of been in a little rut after COVID, but I'm going to call it, I've just been coaching so long, it was time for me, to have our ebbs and flow. It was time, I don't know. That's the only thing I can come up with right now. And other than that, Wendell's like, I don't know if he says you to go to the school to, forget how to coach. I'm like, oh, I didn't, I don't think. So I'm trying to figure that out. I think that's still not done. But at any rate, we are bringing in a lot of new kids, and I'm sure on the news y'all heard with the transfer portals and the NILs and all these things these days that student athletes are, dealing with and working with, and of course, all of the mental health. And there's just so many different things that we're working with our student athletes through and they're transferring and coming into us. And so I feel like the biggest thing we do now, not opposed, but in addition to winning ball games and obviously graduating high academic kids, is we're growing them. We're growing leaders, and we're growing, people that are leaving here ready for the world and learning and growing, and we get to watch them do that. So right now, that's my favorite part of the job. Winning will hopefully return and be icing on the cake. So.
Jamie's from Huntsville, Alabama, originally, which I thought the other day was voted best city to live in by one of the publications. They obviously hadn't been to Milledgeville. But she's from Huntsville and played there. And then, Andrew, her husband's the AD at GMC. And so you'll see them around. Now their child's in the swimming lessons and all that stuff. So you'll see them a lot. I did want to point out too, so with Title IX, so Jamie's what's called our senior woman administrator, and Michelle's the senior woman administrator at North Georgia. And what that means is the NCAA, it's a designation probably about 20 years ago. And it was kind of part of, if you will, the gender equity in Title IX to produce more female administrators. And so what you're seeing now is a lot more female athletic directors because of this designee. And so, I mean, she's the highest ranking female in our department. And so, anything that happens, she and I discuss. And so, in fact, most of the hard stuff she does. I'm not too good at that, And so I bring her in, I say, we got a problem. Oh, Jane, why don't you come over and do it? You go take care of that for me, right? And she does a great job with it. And, Jane is also, we had one of the top 10 programs in the country for several years in softball, and then we're not doing as well now. And if you know anything about softball, it's because of pitching. If you got a good pitcher, you're going to be good. So I know William here today, his son's a pitcher, but if his daughter was a pitcher, we'd really be excited about it because you find a good softball pitcher, you can ride into a lot of wins. So, but anyway, I just wanted to make that connection with the senior woman administrator, part of the NCAA, growing female leader. So thank you, Coach. All right. Go ahead.
We did capture the GMC picture. So.
Oh, yes, okay.
Next year,
The college or high school? Yeah, so GMC College is coming to Milledgeville or staying in Milledgeville. Coach Belcher.
I was never really a closer when I played.
Yes.
Cole Belcher, head baseball coach here at Georgia College. Starting my 3rd year as a head coach. I was here in 2017 and 18 as an assistant coach under Coach Jason Ellis. So we all probably met him back when he was in town. I left Milledgeville, went down to the College of Charleston, coached for 2 years down there. And enjoyed Milledgeville so much, I left the beach and came right back. So expecting my first child any day, so if my phone rings.
Yes.
I'm gonna bolt out of here.
Yes.
Originally from Augusta, Georgia. I played at South Carolina, so I caught some flack for that from the Jordan fans. As far as our team goes, we had some success last year. We came in second place in the regular season, but they don't hand out trophies for second place, so we're trying to get better and find some better guys. I think the most important thing that I am proud of is our organization, our program is filled with good people. And it starts with me, of course, but the assistant coaches I have are just phenomenal people, and it funnels down to the players we have. I'm going to tell you two stories and then I'll wrap it up. Coach Justin Baker is my assistant coach. He's a part-time assistant who works full-time. And when he was in college, he played for a guy who ended up getting fired for mistreating players. And I knew that Coach Baker got mistreated as a player. So when I was doing the interview process with Baker, and I called him, I asked him about his previous coach. I said, hey, how was that guy? He was a real jerk, didn't he? Kind of feed him the line, but I wanted him to badmouth his coach, right? That's a red flag for me. And as much as I tried, Baker would not do it. He said, he was a great coach. I respect him. He taught me a lot. He just kept saying stuff like that. He would not badmouth that guy. So after that, I hired Coach Baker. Second story, some of you might know this guy, Brandon Bellflower, local guy, quarterback at John Milledge, played baseball over there at John Milledge. Belly was not a highly touted recruit coming out of high school. He ended up going to ABAC, junior college. Didn't really get much playing time there. Didn't have a lot of success, but kept working all the time. Had an opportunity to come to Georgia College. When I came back in December of 2020, Bellflower wasn't really on my radar as a potential superstar or one of our big-time contributors. But he kept working, found his name in the open day lineup. He actually scuffled a little bit through his first 35, 40 at-bats, and I had to bring him in and say, hey, Bill, this is going on long enough, I might go a different direction. And he said, don't worry about me, I'm going to keep working, I'm going to get it done. So I met with Wendell about it, trying to figure out what to do. We stuck with him for a little bit longer, and sure enough, he tore it up the rest of the year and kind of cemented himself in that 4-hole for us in that cleanup spot. So moving into this year, he's kind of a centerpiece. And hopefully he has a big year, does some great things for us, but that's just the type of people we have within our program, the coaching staff, all the way down to the players. We just want good people who work hard and take care of their academics.
Well said. And boy, Bellflower is having a great year. He was double all conference action. I don't know how you do that, but he was all conference as a DH and a
Conference got mad about that. He got I think it was first base and then DH, and the conference got kind of mad about that.
Yeah, I think we changed the rules just because of that. Yeah.
He had a great year. We're expecting big things out of him. He's been a joy to have. He's really been a stud, and I love his work ethic.
He is a heck of a worker. Of course, his dad was a worker to be as good in golf as he continues to be. I'm glad, what you hear a common theme is they're talking about character, and that's, like any business. You hire good people. I tell all my coaches, I say, I support you any way you want. I said, just don't bring your problems to that door. I said, because then I got to deal with it. I may as well coach the team if that's the case. I don't want to. And so if you just get good people, you typically will not have as many problems, right? And so they do a great job, and our school attracts fantastic people. Coach Belcher, I'm excited. Listen, it's fun watching everybody grow with their families and this, that, and the other. And I'm excited about him having a baby here literally any day. And Coach won't tell you, but he was probably the most decorated pitcher in the state of Georgia as a high school player, and played on those 2 South Carolina World Series teams and pitched for them. But he won't hardly tell you about that. But that's kind of character he's got. And but he's doing a great job, and just really appreciate it. So I'm very fortunate because I get to work with good people every day. And I said this today, I think I have the best job in the country because I get the best student athletes in the country. I also think I have the best staff in the country, and I work with the best school in the country. And I live in the best place in the country. And we love Milledgeville, Georgia. And I'm not just saying that, y'all know that. And it's a great place. And this is part of the secret sauce that we have, and the way things go so good. And I just appreciate you guys. So I know they got several of these folks have meetings, they've got conference calls that they got to get to with some stuff. Anyway, I appreciate the opportunity. Karen, we'll turn it back over to you. And thank y'all for being here today. All right, thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Certainly want to thank each and every coach for your love and dedication to these children, making such a huge difference in their lives. So welcome. I know your parents are very, very proud. So let us know if we can help you in any way. There's no excuse to say, I don't have anything to do. I don't have any place for my children. You know, I don't have anything for them to do. Guys, we got, so Wendell, we're gonna look to you, bring
Thank
us
you,
those
Jerry.
schedules and let's go
We'll
support
have a
our
Rotary night,
teams.
yeah,
Yeah.
every day.
Let's support our teams. So all of our visitors, welcome. Since we aren't meeting next week, we have July 4th coming up. If you are a veteran, will you please stand and just let us honor you for just a moment? Our veterans.
Yes.
Thank you so very much for your service. May we never, ever, ever take our freedom for granted. Never, ever. So, if there any other announcements? Well, I'll say meeting adjourned. Thank you for allowing me to step in.
Thank you, Jerry. Good job, good job. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's okay.